Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. I'm your host, Bobbycapucci, and this is an update. All right, so Virginia Roberts is on the offensive today. On her Twitter account, she is calling for Andrew to be arrested. She is calling for Ghislaine Maxwell to be arrested, and she is basically accusing authorities of a cover-up. And I'll tell you what, this girl is one brave woman, right? All that she has been through, all the people that told her, no, who is Jeffrey Epstein, et cetera, et cetera. And now she's the one that's standing tall in the face of all of this and taking down some of the most powerful people in our society. And you know what? This is what a credible accuser looks like, folks. All right? So just keep that in mind. Credible accusations, no matter what the accusation is, be it sexual assault or whatever, there has to be, some evidence backing it up, or it's just an assertion, right? Now, if Virginia Roberts was just saying this stuff and had no evidence, no corroborating witnesses, I would certainly be a lot more skeptical of what's going on, because you have to be skeptical of everything, right? But when you have all of the evidence and all these little fires are starting to turn into a 4-alarm blaze, all right? Because the truth is, Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell are both hip deep in this. And as much of an animal as Epstein was, Maxwell is just as bad, all right? So let's see what Virginia Roberts has to say in this Daily Mail article. But first, if you would like to reach me, you can do that at Bobbycapucci at protonmail.com. That's BOBBYCAPUCCI at protonmail.com. Lock them all up and throw away the key. Virginia Roberts says Ghislaine Maxwell must be arrested and Prince Andrew belongs in jail as she accuses authorities of a cover-up. Virginia Roberts has said Ghislaine Maxwell should be arrested and that Prince Andrew belongs in jail as she accuses the authorities of a cover-up. She's not wrong. How long have I been calling it a cover-up on this podcast, right? From the very beginning when they started with their conspiracy theory. Oh, this is a conspiracy theory. More like a cover-up, boys and girls, all right? Let's be real. The only people who are calling it a conspiracy theory are the puppets in the media. The same people that will run with whatever story their handlers and intelligence give them and run with it like it's gospel. They're the same people. Oh, it's a conspiracy theory. When really, it's a cover-up. Miss Roberts, an alleged trafficking victim of pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, claims she had sex with the Duke 3 times when she was 17, which she strenuously denies. She alleges that after dancing with Andrew at Tramp nightclub, they later had sex at Muse House at Belgravia, owned by the Duke's friend Ghislaine Maxwell on March 10, 2001. In a number of posts on her Twitter account today, Miss Roberts agreed with other social media users, suggesting the duo should face consequences from law enforcement. Oh, just social media users? Not the rest of the world, not the rest of the free world in general. Talk to anybody who knows about this case and ask them if these people belong in jail, and you'll get the same response. At the very least, let's have a trial. All right? If there's enough for them to bring people to trial for what they bring people to trial for, there is oodles of evidence here. I have known people who have been brought before a federal grand jury who have been nailed with un gats for evidence. And here we are with all of this evidence and nothing. All right, here's one of Virginia Roberts' tweets. I'll believe it when I see it. Does anyone honestly believe that the truth will be spoken ever? I say lock them all up and throw away the key. All we're going to hear are lies, and more lies. She was responding to a tweet by Mike Cernovich, and the tweet was, Gis tells all, Prince Andrew's pal and Epstein madam Ghislaine Maxwell set to come out of hiding and reveal all to the FBI. And the next tweet is from someone named Rhiannon Busby. And the tweet is, I feel like they are sacrificing Andrew and hoping it's enough to keep us happy. No, it's not. They all need to go down. Andrew belongs in prison. All of them do. Keep spreading the word, guys. Good for her. And then Virginia Roberts retweeted that and said, well said. Keep putting pressure on the authorities to hold each and everyone who participated, enabled, or knew and did nothing accountable. No more charades or games. Time to start locking up all the predators. They put us in chains. Now it's their turn. And folks, what have I been saying here, right? We're doing our small part. That's all it is a small little part, but we're doing our part. Every one of you, it's we, not me. I guess I just have the biggest mouth of the bunch. So here I am running my fat yap. But at the end of the day, it's really about all of you who are posting about it on social media, who are telling your friends about the story, who are talking to people at work about the story and keeping it alive. Because if we weren't doing this, you really trust the media to do it? When has the media done anything that hasn't furthered their agenda? Just take a look at what ABC did to this story. How many people could they have could they have saved? How many girls, if they would have ran the story and this arrest would have happened sooner? I hope that Disney is happy with all of that. I've said it before, Disney needs to spin off their news division. In response to a post suggesting Prince Andrew should go to prison, she said, keep up, I read the tweet, but we'll read it again. Well said, keep putting pressure on the authorities to hold each and everyone who participated, enabled, or knew and did nothing accountable. No more charades or games, time to start locking all the predators up. They put us in chains, now it's their turn. And remember, when I read through these, this is the first time I've read through it as well, so sometimes I'll get caught by something like that. They'll quote the tweet, and I've already read it, so it's sort of redundant, but I guess, you know what? Gotta hammer home the points anyway, so redundancy is good. In another post that suggested Ghislaine Maxwell be arrested, she said, amen to that. She also blast claims that the photo of her with Andrew's arm around her lower back was doctored or faked. In the picture of Miss Roberts, now known as Miss Joffrey, shows Andrew with his arm around her waist at Ghislaine Maxwell's house, who can be seen in the background of the image. Miss Roberts said it does have a date stamp. On the back, there are so many ways I could poke holes in their doctored photo, but I don't need to. I know it's real. The FBI knows it's real. Journos who have seen it knows it's real. Can't wait to hear their next excuse. And she's spot on with that. Everybody who has been privy to seeing the actual picture has said the same thing, that it's real. And remember, this is in 2001 that this picture was taken. We weren't at the height of photoshopping back then, right? It wasn't something that any phone can do or anyone could just jump on their computer and do. You had to have the proper programs and whatnot. So to say that this photo is doctored, it's just such a grasp by these people. It comes just a week after Prince Andrew's misguided attempt to repair his reputation and clarify his relationship with Epstein. He was interviewed by the BBC's Emily Maitlis on Newsnight. It went so badly the Queen was forced to step in and effectively fire him from public duties, and the Duke stepped back from all of his 230 patronages. Now, Buckingham Palace is bracing itself for yet further scrutiny as Miss Roberts is being interviewed on BBC Panorama this week. It will be broadcast on Monday next week. So that's going to be interesting. I can't wait to watch that and, see what she has to say. That maybe she's going to say some stuff we haven't heard yet. Because remember, Virginia Roberts has said it's just not Prince Andrew, other academics too. And I'm very interested to see who these academics are. Because these guys are so far going under the radar for the most part, these academics, and I don't like it. I think that they should go after these guys, and they should be unmasked, right? Yesterday, the Duchess of York's friend suggested Miss Roberts should face a TV grilling similar to the one faced by Andrew. Yep, because that's their strategy. Just like Dershowitz did with the original girls when the state killed the case originally. This is, it's the same MO over and over and over and over. Now, back in the day, they could get away with it because we were all being gaslit by the media all the time. All we had was the TV and the few publications that we had our hands on. Now, there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse to be ignorant, and there's no excuse to be led around by your nose by the media. A friend told The Telegraph she, Virginia Roberts, should be properly cross-examined on all the evidence that doesn't stack up. Exactly which evidence doesn't stack up? I am one of the most skeptical people in the world when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I have studied the evidence here, and there is so much evidence, so much physical evidence, as well as corroborated evidence, that it's not even funny. If this was an average person, if this was you, or me, or your friend Al, or your girlfriend Joan, oh, let me tell you, you would be getting the business right now. She should be put on the rack. The BBC cannot drill him as they did, and just believe her when there are lots of inconsistencies. Yeah, inconsistencies in his story, not in hers, you bunch of buffoons, you bunch of enablers. In particular, the friend of the Duchess said the BBC should ask Virginia Roberts how much she had been paid for the photograph showing the Duke with his arm around her at the home of Ghislaine Maxwell. So who cares? I don't care if she got money for blowing your doors out. Are you kidding me right now? I care about the truth. Did you rape her? Yes or no? Don't try to obfuscate everything with your nonsense. Oh, well, she's just money hungry, or she... Nice try. That's not going to work in this case. All right? That is not going to work in this case. The intervention may not prove welcome due to the demand to put Miss Roberts, an alleged victim of a pedophile and sex offender, under an intense media grilling. I dare you to do that. The Duke of York's former wife, Sarah Ferguson, and daughter, Princess Beatrice, were among the key figures pressing him to go ahead with last weekend's car crash interview, it has been claimed. Well, we've seen reports that run counter to that, saying that it was Amanda Thirsk's plan, but I'm not going to get into all the nuances of all of that. I don't think those little details really matter at the end of the day. What matters is what he said during the interview, and what matters is where we go from here. The Duchess of York has been keen to end the speculation about Andrew's involvement with convicted pedophile and sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein ahead of Beatrice's wedding to property developer Edo Mapele Mosey next year. Fergie is also believed to have been convinced that if the public could see the Duke, or my boy, as she said to call him, talking in his own words about the scandal, they would be convinced that he was telling the truth. No, I doubt it very highly, Fergie, and you know what? I don't believe anything you say either. You're tainted by this as well. You were involved. You were always there with Epstein. At the very least, you were enabling some of it. You were giving him access to a much larger group of folks. Royals and other people that thought since he was in your atmosphere that it's okay for them to bring him into their orbit. Andrew's performance and its aftermath seemed to have hit the princess hard, as she was tearful while hosting a party for her fiancé's 36th birthday at the exclusive Mayfair nightclub, Annabelle's, on Tuesday night. One member of the princess's circle said that One member of the princess's circle said that what should have been a celebration was a solemn and awkward affair. Prince Andrew stepped down from the royal duties the following day. Aw, did your social life get interrupted? I'm sorry, princess. It's not like there were girls who were raped or trafficked or anything. I'm sorry that you can't have your elite bazillion-dollar party. She was probably worried that her mascara would run. She seemed quite tearful at times. In fact, Beatrice has been in tears every day since the interview went out. Yeah, you think? Kind of finds out your father was involved in betting a trafficked girl? I have no animosity toward the princesses, but again, this is so out of touch. This is so tone deaf. They are completely out of touch with what the rest of us go through on a daily basis. Princess Beatrice is due to marry her partner, Edoardo Mapele Mosey, next year, but royal biographer Christopher Warwick said the scandal would probably mean her wedding will be a much smaller affair than that afforded to her sister. Mr. Warwick said, I think fairly or unfairly, it has cast a shadow over the York family, but more broadly, his stepping back from official duties has kind of lifted that shadow that was about to be cast over the whole royal family. So again, we're talking about the royals' birthday parties and their weddings, and nobody cares. Use your own money. Here's an idea. Get a job in the public sector like the rest of us. You're no different than the rest of us. Your socks go on the same way ours do. Your blood doesn't make you anything special, okay? I'm sorry, English folks out there that are monarchists, but this is all ridiculous. You people need to upend these folks. During the BBC interview, Andrew denied claims he had sex with the 17-year-old Virginia Roberts, but admitted that he had let the side down when he visited Epstein's home in New York 2 years after the billionaire financier's conviction for soliciting a minor for prostitution. So you didn't let the side down for trafficking girls and having sex with trafficked girls, but you let the side down for going to visit Epstein. Got it. The Duke was also attacked for what's seen by many as a lack of remorse over the friendship with a disgraced financier who took his own life in prison, allegedly, earlier this year while awaiting trial on sex trafficking and conspiracy charges. Okay, well, there you go. Virginia Roberts is on the tirade today, folks. She's letting people know how she feels, and she will not be silenced. And I'll tell you what, get out there and defend her. I don't even have Twitter, but I'll tell you what, I'm at the point where I'm about to get it and jump on there, because if anyone is credible as a witness, in my opinion, it's Virginia Roberts. And if anyone deserves justice in this case, it is Virginia Roberts, folks. So, like she says, you've heard it from her own mouth now. Keep the pressure on. What we're doing is working. And like I said, we're a small part of a larger apparatus, right? But so what? Everybody's playing their part. Keep sharing it. Keep spreading the news on Facebook, your social media, wherever it may be. Because we cannot let them. We cannot let them bury this story again. We can't let them squash this story. We can't let them put this story under the bed where the sun cannot disinfect it. So I will be back later on tonight with the daily drop like usual. I hope everybody has a fantastic Tuesday. If you want to reach me, you can do that at bobbycapucci@protonmail.com, BOBBYCAPUCCI @protonmail.com. And if you would like to support the show, you can find the GoFundMe link in the description box.